You're watching Did India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's defense minister speaks with his U.S. counterpart to discuss progress on the roadmap for India-U.S. defense cooperation. Two nations kick off tri-services exercise to boost capabilities for humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations. Campaigning for India's general elections gathers momentum. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold road shows and public meetings in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Congress Working Committee to discuss party's manifesto. Israel's interagency team to visit the U.S. to discuss Rafah, even as Netanyahu reaffirms his determination to launch an offensive, defying international criticism. European Union agrees on sanctions on Hamas violent West Bank settlers. After a month-long exposition in Thailand, relics of Buddha returned to Delhi with full state honours on Tuesday. Large number of devotees offered prayers to the relics in Thailand. On to the details now. With an aim to boost defence cooperation, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held a telephonic conversation with U.S. Secretary of Defence Lloyd Austin. Both ministers briefly discussed a range of bilateral, regional security and defence cooperation issues. The U.S. Secretary of Defence appreciated the important role being played by the Indian Navy in conducting anti-piracy operations in the Indian Ocean region. The two ministers also discussed ways and means to implement the India-U.S. Defence Cooperation Roadmap, which was concluded last year. Both the leaders also reviewed the recent bilateral events, such as the India-U.S. Summit held in New Delhi in February 2024 and the bilateral tri-service exercise Tiger Triumph, which has also commenced in India on March 18, 2024. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Lloyd Austin had last met in New Delhi in November 2023 during the India-U.S. Ministerial 2+2 dialogue. And amid the telephonic conversation between India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and U.S. Secretary of Defence Lloyd Austin focusing on strengthening defence ties between the two countries, Indian Navy extended a warm welcome to U.S. Somerset of the U.S. Navy to Visakhapatnam for exercise Tiger Triumph 24. The ship will be participating in the Tri-Services India-USA Amphibious Exercise Tiger Triumph 24 under the aegis of Eastern Naval Command. The exercise is aimed to further enhance interoperability and work towards a multinational model for missions in the Indian Ocean regions. And now let's first get to the latest on what's happening at home in India as a build-up to the world's largest democratic general elections. Well, the Bharatiya Janata Party on Monday convened core committee meetings at the party headquarters to deliberate on potential candidates for various states for the upcoming general elections. The states of Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, West Bengal, Haryana, Odisha, Sikkim, Maharashtra and Gujarat were discussed in the meeting. BJP National President JP Nadda chaired the meeting, while Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Party National General Secretary BL Santosh were present in the meeting. On the other hand, the Congress Working Committee will meet on Tuesday morning here in New Delhi. The top item on the agenda is to approve the Congress manifesto for the upcoming elections. The Central Election Committee is expected to clear the candidate list for the first phase of the polls, scheduled on the 19th of April. While campaigning is gaining momentum for the forthcoming general elections as leaders of various political parties have started holding rallies and public meetings to woo the voters. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold a road show in southern Kerala's Palakkad. PM Modi will later address a public meeting at Salem to support BJP candidates in the upcoming Lok Sabha 2024 elections. Well, India is ready for the 2024 general elections and political leaders are now gearing up to woo the masses and the voters are preparing to send the best representatives to the House. Let's take a look at the issues that will play in the minds of the masses when they press the magic button.
As India gears up for general elections, political parties are also ready with the list of issues they wish to go to the voters with. The political war of 2024 will essentially be fought in many small battles throughout the nation, with each battle having its own set of issues and strategies. However, on a larger canvas, the fight for a majority in the lower house will be between the two big alliances. The National Democratic Alliance, comprising the BJP and its allies, and India Alliance, or the Indian National Development Inclusive Alliance. It is an alliance of over 20 political parties, including the Indian National Congress. While the two major parties, that is the BJP and the Congress, will be in direct fight in many states, the alliance partners will square off against each other in most parts of the nation. Both the camps seem to be ready with their own strategy of wooing the voters. The incumbent BJP-led NDA will focus on the work done by the Narendra Modi government in the past 10 years. While the opposition will try and strike a chord with issues like inflation, unemployment, etc. There are some issues that will dominate the campaigning in weeks to come. The NDA led by the BJP has focused on 10 years of uninterrupted public welfare. The BJP is ready with a long list of accomplishments that the party thinks will catapult it to the third straight victory. A critical pillar of BJP's economic program consists of new welfareism, in which the government has ramped up investments in the public distribution of private goods such as gas cylinders, toilets, bank accounts and electricity connections. Flagship welfare programs for the poor. The Modi Guarantee has been a key campaign slogan for the BJP. India Alliance, on the other hand, wants to corner the BJP with issues it thinks will spark interest in the masses. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has been raising these issues in this Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra. The Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra is running from the northeastern state of Manipur to the western Indian city of Mumbai, which aims to raise the pitch for social, economic, political justice for the people of India. While Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has urged Delhi residents to vote for Indi Bloc for stronger representation in Parliament, promising inflated water bills will be waived within 15 days. The BJP is fighting opposition, which apart from India Alliance also includes regional satraps. The biggest state in terms of seats is UP or Uttar Pradesh, and here the fight is multi-cornered. BJP, India Alliance and BSP are the main players on the political pitch. Apart from this, there are pockets of political activity where the BJP will be in direct contest with many state parties that are fighting independently and have a powerful base with the voters. In West Bengal, BJP will be against the Trinamool Congress led by Mamata Banerjee. Increased GDP growth, construction of the Ram Temple in the holy city of Ayodhya, passage of Women's Reservation Bill, successful moon landing by Chandrayaan-3 are some of the highlights that the government will go to the masses with. The issues, both national and regional, are dynamic, and the political map of India will see many more issues which will pitch the parties against each other. Whichever party wins majority, democracy will once again emerge as the clear winner. Bureau Report, DD India.
And concluding a historic and spiritually enriching exposition in Thailand, the holy relics of Lord Buddha and his two disciples to be escorted back to their respective homes. On the last day of exposition of sacred relics, Ambassador Nagesh Singh with Thailand's Minister of Culture Sarmsak Pongpanit highlighted significance of renewing spiritual bond between India and Thailand to realize Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of leveraging eternal consciousness of Dhamma for ushering century of Asia. Both conveyed a deep appreciation, enabling millions of pilgrims from different parts of Thailand and its neighboring countries in Mekong region to pay obeisance to the holy relics from India. Also, on the last day of exposition of sacred relics in Karbi, thousands of devotees continued to visit Wat Mahathat Vachirmong Kol to pay respects to the sacred relics of Lord Buddha and disciples Arahant Sariputta and Arahant Mahamoggalana. Well, another accolade for India's Chandrayaan-3. On behalf of ISRO, Deputy Ambassador of India and U.S. Sri Priya Ranganathan received the Aviation Week Laureates Award in Washington, D.C. The award recognized ISRO's extraordinary achievements in aerospace industry. The award noted Chandrayaan-3's landing at the lunar South Pole, its confirmation of the presence of water there, as well as the presence of sulfur nearby. Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft touched down near the lunar South Pole, making India the fourth country to successfully land on the moon. ISRO was also appreciated to complete this mission in just $75 million. And the country's biggest startup Mahakumbh is being held in New Delhi's Bharat Mandapam to give global wings to India's startup ecosystem. The aim is to ramp up India's startup ecosystem, taking it from number 3 to number 1 in the world. India is bringing in a new startup policy for the deep tech sector. Our correspondent Ajay Mishra files this report.
New Delhi's Grand Convention Centre, Bharat Mandapam, is holding this year's first mega startup event, India's Startup Mahakumbh 2024. Over 50,000 business delegates, more than 1,000 investors from India and abroad, over 1,000 startup exhibitors and more than 500 incubators are participating in it. India has the world's third largest startup ecosystem, encompassing AI and SaaS, agri-tech, climate tech, deep tech and biopharma among 10 focus sectors. The Startup Mahakumbh runs from Monday to Wednesday and will showcase India's solutions to the world.
All of you must actually first become an AI company. First become an AI company and then do everything else. Reverse, re-engineer, completely become an AI company. That will make you transform. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This Mahakumbh, to my mind, is a great event. It really brings a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for India.
After the launch of Startup India, a fund of around $6.75 billion has been facilitated for startups. The government also has a fund of funds of $1.2 billion. Commerce and Industry Secretary R.K. Singh informed that a new deep tech policy is close to being finalized.
Government of India is in the process of creating a separate, dedicated deep tech startup policy. The policy paper is now in the final stages of discussion, of interministerial discussions, and we hope to bring it forward soon. And after that, we will hopefully move towards creating a dedicated fund of funds again, since government wants to do it in an arm's length manner. We don't want to sort of start picking winners and losers in business, which is why we created this concept of AIFs and fund of funds.
Over $140 billion have been invested in India's startup ecosystem to date. More than 130,000 tech ventures are working on solutions for various problems. India is making every effort to take its startup ecosystem to a higher level through Startup Mahakumbh. The Startup Mahakumbh is likely to be organized every year. Over 5,000 new startup entrepreneurs are expected to emerge out of this event. In 2023, startup funding had fallen to its lowest levels in 7 years. Compared to $25 billion investment in 2022, only $7 billion investment was made in 2023. It's being anticipated that 2024 will see the return of big-ticket investments in India's startup ecosystem. ASSOCHAM, NASSCOM, Bootstrap Foundation and IBCA, in association with India's Ministry of Commerce, are organizing this Mahakumbh. It aims to give wings to the country's startup ecosystem on a global scale. Ajay Mishra's report, DD India, Delhi.
And now let's take a look at other stories making news today. India's Election Commission on Monday transfers West Bengal's DGP Rajiv Kumar, the Home Secretaries of Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand states and the head of the Mumbai Corporation to ensure free and fair polls. Indian Navy's remotely piloted aircraft crashed about 1 mile short of the runway during a routine training sortie at INS Garuda, Kochi on Monday. According to Indian Navy, no injuries or damage to property has been reported and an inquiry has been ordered to investigate the incident. Devotees from all over India thronged to northern Barsana town to celebrate the colourful festival Holi on Monday. As per the tradition, women devotees were seen using bamboo sticks, also known as lati, to hit the men who teased or bothered them while playing with colours in a playful manner. This unique custom is practiced every year along with dancing and singing to mark the celebrations. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. As gang violence escalates in Haiti amid a political impasse, a new leadership is underway as U.S. hopeful for formation of transitional council. Battle of words continues in U.S. election as Trump mentioned the end of U.S. democracy if he loses 2024 election. And in football, Real Madrid slammed La Liga referee for not reporting abuse against Vinicius Jr.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts, we demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana and moving on. United States has confirmed the killing of senior Hamas leader Marwan Issa in an Israeli operation. The White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in a media briefing said that Marwan Issa, the number 3 leader within Hamas ranks, was killed in an Israeli operation last week. Hamas has not officially commented on reports of Issa's killing so far. And Israel will send an inter-agency team to Washington to discuss a potential military operation in Gaza's southern city of Rafah. The decision was conveyed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the U.S. President Joe Biden over a call on Monday. The two leaders also talked about their efforts to increase aid to Gaza.
We discussed the latest developments in the war, including Israel's commitment to achieving all of the war's goals, eliminating Hamas, freeing all of our hostages, and ensuring that Gaza will no longer pose a threat to Israel, while providing the necessary humanitarian aid that will assist in achieving these goals.
Well, the call was the first between the two leaders since 15th of February and comes amid sharp tensions between Israel and its most steadfast ally over Netanyahu's handling of the war in Gaza that followed Hamas' deadly October 7th attack inside Israel.
The President told the Prime Minister again today that we share the goal of defeating Hamas, but we just believe you need a coherent and sustainable strategy to make that happen.
And after weeks of disagreements, the European Union has reached a political agreement to sanction Hamas and violent West Bank settlers. The decision marked the first time that the EU's 27 member countries had agreed to sanction violent Israeli settlers, following in the footsteps of the US and the UK.
We discussed about the sanctions on Hamas, and we agreed also on sanctions to extremist settlers. It was not possible last Foreign Affairs Council. This time has been possible. A solid compromise has been agreed at the working level, and I hope that this will be continue until full adoption soon. But the political agreement is there.
Well, the United States is hopeful for the formation of a new transitional ruling body for violence-ravaged Haiti. State Department Deputy Spokesperson said Haitian stakeholders are very close to finalizing membership to the Haitian Transitional Council and remain in active discussions with the leaders of the Caribbean community. The decision to set up a council was taken on 11th of March at an emergency meeting attended by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry announced last week that he would step down once the council, made up of 7 voting members and 2 observers from different political coalitions and sectors of society, was in place. And as tensions escalate and gangs tightened their grip in Haiti, 10 more people were killed in a suburb of Haiti's capital. The bodies of the victims who had been shot were removed from the main road leading into the suburb and from outside a gas station. This comes amid an escalation in gang violence amid a political impasse that saw the United Nations as well as US and Canadian embassies withdraw staff in recent days. Prime Minister Ariel Henry announced his resignation pending a temporary replacement, but the council said to choose his replacement has yet to be appointed. Meanwhile, the capital has been paralyzed as fresh attacks broke out late last week, including a fire at the main prison that days earlier had been emptied of prisoners in the residence of the National Police Chief. And voters in 5 U.S. states are voting this Tuesday to choose who they want leading the Democratic and Republican parties in November's presidential election. It comes a week after President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump reached the required number of delegates to become their party's nominees. Nick Harper reports for more from Washington.
Well, the Democratic and Republican primaries will see voters in Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Kansas and Ohio go to the polls on Tuesday. No big surprises are expected, with both Joe Biden predicted to easily win the Democratic contests and Donald Trump expected to easily win the Republican ones. They are now the only real contenders in both races. And last week, they both clinched their respective parties' nominations after winning enough delegates. Since the start of primary season in the middle of January, different states have been voting, choosing the candidate that they want, leading the parties in November's election. This Tuesday, of the 5 states, Arizona will be the one to watch. Biden won the state back in the 2020 presidential election, becoming the first Democrat in nearly 25 years to win the Southwest state. Turnout and results could provide some indication which way the state is leaning ahead of November's election. However, with the Biden-Trump rematch looming, opinion polls continue to show it's a rematch that most voters don't want. Some Americans think that Biden, at the age of 81, is too old to run for re-election, while others think Trump's legal troubles and his upcoming criminal trials should disqualify him from having another shot at the White House. Nick Harper in Washington, reporting for DD India.
And now let's take a look at other stories making news across the globe. Hundreds marched through the streets of Banjul, Gambia in support of a bill that will repeal a ban on female genital mutilation, a practice that has been on the rise in the region. Lawmakers presented the repeal bill earlier, arguing the ban violates citizens' right to practice their culture and religion. If passed, Gambia would become the first country to reverse a ban on FMG. Children create upcycled cardboard-made traditional lanterns with the Muslim holy month of Ramadan decorations in Egypt as an initiative to spread awareness to teach children the importance of recycling. Aiming to spread environmental awareness while achieving sustainability also by selling the upcycled products. And on to some sports update now. Hockey India names 27-member Indian men's hockey team for Australia tour. The team will be led by Harmanpreet Singh and vice-captained by Hardik Singh. The first match of Australia tour will take place on 6th April 2024 in Perth in Australia. The tour will also be a litmus test for the team in their preparations for the Olympic Games in Paris 2024. Chief coach Craig Fulton has opted to go with the almost entire core group in order to give players more optimum chance to showcase their potential before the final 16-member team is selected for the Olympic Games in Paris 2024. The Indian team will leave from New Delhi on the 1st of April and will return on 15th of April 2024. Real Madrid have filed a complaint against the referee who handled their game at Osasuna on Saturday for not including alleged racist insults aimed at their forward. Vinicius Jr. in his match report, the club said in a statement on Monday. The 23-year-old Brazil international, who scored twice as La Liga leaders, Real won 4-2 at the El Sadar Stadium, has been subjected to racial abuse on several occasions in Spain. Real have also extended the complaint they filed with the State Prosecutor's Office on Friday over hate and discrimination offences after alleged racist chanting by Atletico Madrid and Barcelona fans directed at the Brazil forward. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts, we demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
कम समय में ज्यादा मुनाफा बस एक क्लिक में कमाल है
अनजान लिंक्स पर क्लिक मत कीजिए आरबीआई कहता है
जानकार बनिए सतर्क रहिए
In a world that never stops, where information shapes our reality, one app stands out, helps you stay ahead of time. Introducing the DD India app, your gateway to a world of news right at your fingertips. Your most trusted source of news goes global, goes digital. Explore a world of options, top stories, live updates, in-depth analysis and more. Stay informed wherever you are. Real-time alerts keep you ahead of the curve always. The DD India app, connecting you to the world one story at a time. Download now and explore the world of knowledge, insights, and authentic information.
India that invents. India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibilities. Teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday 8 p.m. only on DD India.